All right, welcome to the CSS course. So in this course, you will learn how to add styles using CSS to your HTML. So let's look at three websites that I have. One is ESPN.com, Amazon.com, and Disney.com. Now, this website without CSS, how would it look like? We're using Chrome as the default browser, but you can use other browsers. But for example, in Chrome, they have an inspect element tool. So if I click on inspect, right click on it, I can see the HTML content of this particular page. There's always a head section, and the head section usually contains the CSS, indicating how the HTML tags should be displayed, where it should be displayed, how big it should be, how big the width should be, how big the height should be. Anything that has to do with the looks and the style are supposed to be contained in the CSS. If I click on this and remove it, this will show you how the website will look, how it will look without any CSS. Notice that it looks just like probably some of the HTML assignments that you played with. It has logo, has images, ULLI, links. If you scroll down, you'll see there are lots of images. Maybe H3, maybe H4. Right? Now, it's using CSS to indicate, hey, this content, have it be placed on the top right, have it be this font size, put a background color, make this image this big, make it occupy 20% of the width, or so forth. That's the role of the CSS. So isn't that amazing how a website where the HTML just looks like this, using CSS, you can make it look really, really beautiful like this. Okay? Another one, Amazon. Really beautiful website. Right? It's neat, clean. But if I use inspect element and say, okay, let's get rid of the head just to see how this website will look without CSS. Okay, has an image, has a bunch of links, some headings, some links, images, headers. You'll see that those are probably headers, maybe H3, maybe H4, and so forth. It doesn't look that pretty, right? But again, it's the CSS that determines, for example, that it needs to place it over here, put some spacing over here called margin, have this be away from the next element by X number of pixels, which is called margin, and so forth. That's all done using the CSS. Here, Disney.com, same thing. I can do inspect. And if I see how this website would look like without any header, there it is. This is how Disney will look like without any header. Giant images, some ULLI, list, right? Doesn't look that pretty, but again, it's using CSS to rearrange these elements, and by putting style to it, now it looks very organized, looks very neat. So again, that's the role of the CSS. You use HTML to outline information. So HTML should have information. And then you create CSS to dictate how that information should be displayed. Anything with the style and the looks should again be in the CSS. It shouldn't be in the HTML. It should be in the CSS. Okay? So as you go through this course, you will learn a lot more about CSS syntaxes, how to also make things more responsive, make things more flexible, and so forth. Okay? All right, enjoy.